All right. We are back in the new year, starting off season 2, episode 1 of
Perfect. Yeah.
Between Two Beans.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Will.
Happy New Year, Kevin.
Are you a
Uh,
resolutions guy?
I'm not.
Nah, me
You?
neither. Not not really. Um it's kind of like I have things that I just need to do. I have goals that need done throughout the
Mhm.
year and I just
Yep.
accomplish them.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, be more healthy. That should be like up there on a
Hmm.
list.
Right.
I, you know, but putting a name to it, putting it down on paper, that's good, but for me it really doesn't help me.
Hmm.
I mean, I want to be better with, my development. I want to be better with my photography. I want to travel more. I want to A B C D whatever. It's just it's something to talk about, but it's not really something that I track or I really get into.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how I am as well. Um, yeah,
hmm,
I,
yeah.
that's just how I am. I
So
don't track anything, so
so my next question, did you stay up till midnight?
I my whole so I was off for a bit.
Mhm.
Uh and my whole holiday vacation, I was up to like midnight, 1 o'clock. And then I slept till like 9, 10 o'clock. And oh my gosh, today sucked.
Getting back in the groove a little bit, right?
Yeah, I had to go to bed at 11 o'clock. Uh, and I was hoping I went to bed earlier because I got up at like 6:30. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was rough.
That schedule stuff is tricky.
Hmm.
My problem was with the kiddos. They're on break and everything from school,
Yep.
and sure, you can stay up a little later. You can stay up a little later, and it's night after night, and then you be like scramble. You gotta like, oh no, we gotta get them back to school and everything. So we gotta get our schedule back down. But
Hmm.
we
Yeah, we
survived.
only let my son uh, up later on um, New Year's Eve, but it's nice
Yeah.
because we just stay up till New York time. So we just have to stay up till
Yeah,
11.
yeah,
So we see the countdown and then we're done, you know?
yeah. I
Uh,
know.
but yeah.
2 years ago, I actually put like I don't know, it was like 2015's uh ball drop ceremony. I put that on the TV with for Jonah, who was like 3 at the time, and I'm like, "Yay, we made it!" And it's like
Yeah.
7:30. Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Yes, I did it. Yep, you did. Good night, buddy."
Love it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a new
That's pretty
year, new
smart.
show, new season. Let's kick it off.
Yeah. So I didn't have too much for my pop spilling the pop beans.
Mhm.
Um I have been playing this new game called Marvel Midnight Suns. Uh,
Okay.
it
Okay.
released in, I believe, either early December or late November.
Mhm.
Um, I got it for Christmas, so I've been playing that. And if you're a turn-based strategy type of person,
Mhm.
I would highly recommend it. It's pretty fun. It also has a lot of different type of game mechanics, such as um, like friendship. I don't know if it's friendship or romance, so I'm not sure what level it goes to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if there's romance or if it's just friendship, the level of friendship you get to.
Mhm.
So that's different mechanic. Also, there's like it's an open world where you're where you're at your base of operations. It's open world, and that it's pretty big, so you can find different stuff to make stuff and whatnot. So it
Okay.
is very different than like XCOM, because this is the by the makers of XCOM. So if
I
you
was
played
gonna
XCOM,
ask how it. I was gonna ask
it's
if it was just like a reskinned XCOM, but it
no,
doesn't sound
no,
like it
it's
at
not.
all.
And also,
Mm,
it's card based. So you have a certain amount of cards you can play per turn,
right.
and also a certain amount of abilities. If you have a certain amount of power, you can do some other abilities that don't cost cards.
Okay.
Unlike XCOM, you just have a move and a turn, or sometimes two different things, actions.
Mhm.
So it's different, but it's fun. So I
So
just wanted to bring that up. But yep.
yeah. So let me ask you this. So with Midnight Suns, do you feel that a lot of the I mean, I know what Midnight Suns is. I know who the group and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But do you feel like it was mainstream enough? I mean, it wasn't
Oh.
like the Avengers game, which got a ton of fanfare,
Mm-hmm.
DLC packages, patches, updates, blah blah blah. Do you feel like this had that mainstream kick enough to have a lot of players?
I think it's still going to be a specific demographic just because of the type of gameplay. I don't
Mm,
think it really matters about the actual gameplay itself. We lost Kevin. Um, but oh, you're back. Okay. Uh, so I don't think it matters the type of Marvel characters, because you still get Captain Marvel, Iron Man, um, Doctor
Blade,
Strange. You get like the normal Marvel characters, plus
yeah,
Spider Man. I know everyone loves Spider Man.
right, right, right.
Overrated.
You have to
But
have them.
I'm pretty sure Wolverine is going to be joining. I might have not got
Should,
to that part in
should.
the story. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure Wolverine's already in it. But I
Hmm.
know like there's a DLC with Deadpool and some other characters. So
Yeah.
you will get that type of mainstream characters in it. Um, and but that's also what I was gonna say, is that the story is
Meh.
not the greatest.
Okay.
The one thing, another game mechanic, which I think they could have done without, is you make your own power hero. Uh, it's
Okay.
it's like a he's a spell user. He's like half demon also, uh,
Okay.
but he still, you can fight for good or bad. It depends on how you play the character.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think that was needed. I think if you just had all the Marvel characters, that would be
Right.
enough.
Right. See
But
that storyline part surprises me. You have the whole I'm assuming because it's licensed, you have this whole plethora of storytellers
stories,
and writers
yeah,
and just background and everything that you
uh-huh.
could pull from. And I'm sure that in the comic book world that there's a writer out there that has so many stories they want to tell, but can only tell the ones that fit other storylines or
Hmm.
meet continuity. This is almost like a blank slate,
It is. It
to
is a blank
tell
slate.
whatever story you wanted to.
Yep.
So to hear that the story's just meh, okay, okay. Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, do you know
but
what platforms it's all on?
I
Is it
think it's
just
on
next
everything.
gen? Okay. Okay.
I think it's on
Nice.
everything. I do have it on PlayStation, but
Mhm.
I've seen it on Epic Games, Steam. Um, I don't think I'm guessing it's on Xbox, but it's not on like Game Pass Xbox.
Right.
Um,
Right, it's kind of
but yeah,
standalone.
it's on a lot of platforms. I'm guessing even we. It
Gotcha.
doesn't seem to be totally graphic intensive.
Mhm.
Uh, it's decent graphics, but it's not intense. It also
Gotcha.
uses the Unity, not Unity, Unreal, the game engine,
Okay. Nice.
which
Nice.
I don't think they were using the using the newest and greatest Unreal 5.
Oh,
So I don't know.
yeah.
I think there could be room to improve the graphics,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and if they did that like in a patch later on, kind of like how um, uh, um, Witcher 3 just did. So
Okay. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. If there was a storyline about an astronaut who just crash landed on a mysterious planet only to discover he's not alone, that wouldn't be Midnight Suns. That would be something else, wouldn't it?
is that the story that I sent you?
Huh? No, no, no. That's my segue into
Oh,
65. That's
you.
my segue. I was
I
trying to be clever.
that was clever. Have you? Did you see the trailer?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay,
did.
so
Yep.
what what Kelvin was alluding to is 65.
Mhm.
I'm kind of pumped about it, mainly because it has dinosaurs in it, and
Right? Right.
we were just talking about this. At least I was, and my family doesn't remember us talking about this about uh, how the next dinosaur movie could be where they go back in time,
Uh-huh.
and I don't I don't know if this is how it is, but it kind of seems like the this spaceship got like put into a black hole or something, like, and went backwards in time
Yeah, like a
into
time warp. Yeah.
Earth 65 million years ago.
Yep. Yep.
And it's with Adam Driver, who, if you don't know, he's a big Star Wars guy. He plays the guy with a big red lightsaber, and he thinks he's Darth Vader. Um, but also, it's produced by Sam Raimi, which I
Yes.
wasn't
Yes.
100% okay with because he kind of botched Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Yeah. So I understand where you're coming from with Sam Raimi because he did well, I grew up with the Spider-Man trilogy, right? The Tobey
Yep.
Maguire
I
stuff.
was going to say that as well.
I mean, and like 1 and 2 were fantastic. Didn't really care for 3. But he has had some good horror kind of jump scary movies that under
Hmm.
his belt, that's
Yeah.
kind of his MO as well. So if you're tying that dinosaur theme, a little bit of sci-fi with maybe some horror element, jump scare stuff, I'm in. I'd like to see that.
Hmm.
But you're right. I was not really impressed with the Doctor Strange stuff. So
Yeah.
hit
But
or miss, I'm hit or miss too on my stuff, whatever. But I I don't know. I'm definitely gonna see this. This one's definitely on
I
my
am
radar.
too. So it is coming out in 2023. Um, so
Hmm.
look out for the trailer. I posted the IMDb and the URL to Midnight Suns um,
Nice.
for your viewing pleasure in the chat. So besides that, um, let's let's get into a conversation, huh?
Let's do it. Let's do it. And this is actually your pick, and I think you have some reasons for wanting to jump into it.
Yeah.
But we're
So,
gonna. Yep. Go
did you
ahead.
want me to go into it?
Oh, please do. Please do.
So, I have been working on Powers Fighter uh, version 2.0,
Hmm.
and I found out that all my hard work was somewhat wasted because uh, I was able to get a animation of images, sprites, a sprite sheet, so a bunch of images on one image
Right.
is what a sprite sheet is called. And I was able to animate it from that sprite sheet with APL. But then when I put it on a device, it would either not work correctly, like it would like jitter, or it would go so fast that it uh, you couldn't even see it, uh, and then it would like just
Okay.
disappear. The images completely disappear from the screen, or it
Huh.
wouldn't load it at all. Like I had a large uh, a tall file when I say it's like 12,000 pixels height by
Yeah.
100 or 200, 240 pixels wide or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay.
So it was a very tall image, and the the devices did not like that. They couldn't process an image that size.
Okay.
Not the byte size, just the size, height
The
of
dimensions. Yeah.
yeah, of
Yeah.
the image.
Huh.
So with this frustration, I had to figure out a way to uh, do something because I've been working on this for like 3 months now, and I need
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
somewhere with it. So I decided to do web API for games.
Okay.
Now, um, in the past, I have gotten this recommendation for my other games. Actually, I think it was for Powers Fighter was one of the recommendations was use Web API for games. Now, Web API for games sounds like what is that, right?
Right. Right.
Many people don't know what it is, but if you know anything about web development, uh, if you've heard of a WebGL, that is their version of the future version of like Java, I believe it was,
Yeah.
where you had like you could animate stuff on a page, like and you can have effects and all that kind of stuff. Also, it's a branch off of Canvas. So basic Canvas is just a HTML thing,
Right. Right.
but WebGL is a enhanced version of Canvas, and
Okay.
you can do more things with it. So that's what it is. But you can build it for Alexa and use it within your games.
Hmm.
But which I didn't know till probably this year. You don't need to use web uh, API for games uh, for the whole game. You can just use one specific intent that uses this API for games. You can have
Okay.
one scene that just uses it. The other ones can use APL or not have anything at all. It doesn't
Okay.
need to be use it all or none. It doesn't
Right.
need to be that. So that's great. All I have to
Huh.
do now is remake this one scene of the fighting scene with this
Okay.
web
So
API.
so it's not like all the work that you've done is just scrapped. You can just pick some pieces to utilize for it then.
Yes, for the most part.
For the most part.
But I
Okay.
have to
I know that was
still
definitely a simplification.
uh, reprogram it uh, within because it was all in JSON. That's what it
Right.
all was in. Now I have to make it into just JavaScript.
Hmm.
And more specifically, I'm using a engine called Pixie.js or a library. So I
Okay.
have to figure out Pixie.js and all its tidbits to figure that out to then remake the scene.
Yeah.
Luckily, it hasn't been horrible.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. That was very confident. So can you elaborate on that one?
so my experience so far is just trying to figure out like the nuances of this library,
Hmm.
but I so far I was able to get my video to play in the background, which is just a video that I created from Unity that I
Okay.
recorded a video, and then and then bringing the sprites to the screen, I've been able to actually animate two different sprites, and they're facing each other.
Okay. I see where this is going. Yep.
So we're good there, but then I just learned this new thing where it will create the JSON that handles the animations sequence where the images are on the sprite sheet, and it handles all that stuff, and it spits it out uh, all pre-made as soon as you drop the images in there. So it's pretty nice,
Okay. Yeah.
but
Sure.
I haven't been able to get that working yet.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it's great
Okay.
that it has this functionality that you can hopefully just plug and play, but I haven't
Right.
been able
Right.
to make it work yet. So
Hmm.
that's where I'm at right now in my um, web API for games, whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
So
yeah,
one of one of the blogs that I had found had a date of it was 2020. Let me check the exact piece here. It was September 1st of 2020. So Web API, excuse me, Alexa Web API came out, I'm assuming, at Alexa Live that year?
yes.
Or has this okay. So this has kind of been baking, I guess, or been used for the past 2 years. Um, have you found that its resources and documentation are pretty good for it? Or
So I haven't dived too much into the documentation.
hmm,
I did ask in Alexa office hours today, and they did send me a couple of pretty much the documentation that Amazon has, and also
yeah,
another GitHub from a person named Daniel P. Lawrence,
Okay.
um, who did a pretty detailed um, how to, for the most
Okay.
part, on how to create one. Um, and it's a template. So um,
Okay.
I haven't really dived into it. I shared everything in a chat with everyone. Um,
Perfect.
but
So I like templates.
yeah,
I find for most use cases, it's a really solid foundation. And so just digging through Daniel's, it looks like you can make some changes, make some edits, and be able to play around a little bit. There's definitely gonna be some trial and error,
for sure.
but it definitely looks like a solid foundation.
Yep,
Interesting. Interesting. That's a good resource. I'm glad that you were put in contact with that one.
for sure.
Huh, neat.
So, um, but yeah, that's all I've found so far.
Hmm.
Um,
Have you looked
yeah,
through have you looked through the Alexa Slack channel? Do you find that there's a lot of questions or do you find that it's being used often?
no,
That's kind of
uh,
where I'm at too.
I
When you
I
brought
think
this up,
it's a lot of the bigger companies have are using it,
okay, because of more resources potentially,
right?
or
And
or
also,
okay.
uh, just it is no brainer to use something like uh, a, a JavaScript library
Hmm.
to create a web interface,
Right.
and then just integrate it into your Alexa thing. You can then use it outside of Alexa
Yeah. Yeah.
and still, um, but have a good experience for the user. But
Yep.
with that said, you can also mess it up
Right.
uh,
Right.
because even though APL is still pretty open and you can like do almost for the most part whatever,
Uh-huh.
it still has like containers and like there's a structure to APL. For
Sure.
the web, there really isn't a structure. Uh,
Right.
you
It's an
can you
explosion.
can put wherever, whatever, anywhere,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and you will probably have a better um, experience. Not better experience. I guess no, a better experience with a junior programmer on APL than you would on Web API for games. If you don't
That makes sense to
understand
me.
like the whole how a web interface should look
Yep.
on a device, on a website, on anything, everything, you will struggle.
Right. Right. You have
But
that more structured component, like you said. Yeah.
yes, yeah, APL is more structured um, and easier to have a decent looking user interface.
Mhm.
So um, I you brought this up. This article was by Joe Moyo. I
Mhm.
believe this was when they were making um, the the plant. Oh, excuse me,
The cactus.
the cactus. It might
Yep.
not be exactly for this one, but
Yeah, it was
when
about that time frame, right?
nothing against Joe. he's an excellent programmer and um, whatnot, but they struggled with the how it looked on the web API for games compared
Yeah,
to the APL.
that's
The
true.
the
That's true.
APL looked flawless. The web API kind of looked a little clumsy, you know, um,
Yeah, yeah, I
a
do
little
remember that.
messy,
Yep,
and it was just
not as
like it was
clean.
missing something, you know.
Right,
But
right.
we will soon see on our skill we're going to try out, at least if it works. I completely forgot to open this up. Um, uh, if it works, we'll see it. If it
Sure, sure.
doesn't work, we won't see it. But uh, in this game called, I don't have it pulled
Es-
up,
Escape
Escape
the
the
room.
Room.
Is what we picked. Yep.
Uh, in this game, their interface, their look, feel, everything is
Mhm.
pretty good, pretty solid.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I think they did a pretty good job on this one.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I have anything else to say about that.
No worries. Sounds good. Yeah, so if we can get this up and running, we'll kind of get a an idea or an impression
For sure.
of what this entails and what the potential is.
No, I need it. I probably need to actually have a proper capture card. I mean, we can try it on the Windows device,
Hmm.
like we did before.
Yeah, no worries. We can try that. If it works, fantastic. If not, we can just kind of give a little bit of a description because the the listing for it on the skill store is actually really good. It's got the screenshots there, a really good description. It looks like it was updated. I'm trying to find the date that it was updated though,
Well,
but it
this
has
right here, the scale highlights, this has been within the last month or maybe 2 months. So this wasn't
yeah, yeah,
here in the last 3 months ago.
yeah.
So yeah, they definitely had um, an update.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I've tried their other skills before, um, and they I've had fun with them all. So
Oh, good, good.
all right, let's see if this works. Um, open stoked skills. Open stokes or not stoked.
Escape the room. Yep.
Oh man. Open escape the room skill.
You can choose from the car, the jail cell, and the office. Or take a crack at one of our premium rooms, the spaceship, the airplane, and the garage. Which room would you like to enter?
The car.
A bright light shines into your eyes, waking you from a deep slumber. All you can remember from before is spending a late night at the tavern, sharing some drinks with a few newcomers to town. A seatbelt restricts your forward movement. You try to unbuckle yourself, but the latch is glued shut. As you tug at the belt, It refuses to budge, only getting tighter. You look to your left and then your right, noticing the windows have been replaced by thick sheets of metal. In the front you are able to make out a windshield, where the glare is shining through. Panic sets in as you begin to wonder if you will ever see your family again. What would you like to do? Just say look up, down, left, right, or forward to begin.
Look up. Can you hear it at all?
You look up at the ceiling. There is
I opened
nothing
it
but
in
an
Twitch
overhead
so that I could
light.
hear it.
It looks like something might be stuck in there, but you can't
I
make it
opened it in
out.
Twitch so I
What
could
would you
hear
like
it.
to do?
I wasn't even paying attention.
I didn't get that. That is not an option. Inspect an object, use an item on an object, or look in a different direction. What would you like to do?
Inspect dash.
You try to reach the dash panel but it is too far away. What would you like to do?
Inspect door.
I didn't get that. What would you like to do?
Inspect door.
You take a look at the doors, but they are completely sealed shut and won't budge. What would you like to do?
Stop.
Are you sure you want to quit?
Yes.
Okay,
I
thanks for
think this
playing.
version actually is not the right one. I think we need two.
Okay.
Open, escape the room, 2.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna
here's
ask
escape the room
about
2.
what exactly was,
As this is your first time playing, let me help you get up to speed. You will find yourself trapped in a room, from which you must escape. Listen carefully
Or
to the
maybe
controls as they are
maybe it
important to
was just the
master if you wish
office
to make
that's
it out
letting me play.
alive. Within the room you have 3 different actions.
Open, escape the room.
Welcome back. Your saved state from the car was loaded. Where would you like to look?
Restart.
Are you sure you want to restart your game? You will lose all progress. Say yes or no.
Yes.
Your saved game has been removed. You are now
Try
in the lobby.
office.
Pick a new room to enter.
Office.
I'm not sure.
The office.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
I screwed something up. Open, escape the room.
You can choose from the car, the jail cell, and the office. Or take a crack at one of our premium rooms, the spaceship, the airplane, and the garage. Which room would you like to enter?
The office.
Your eyes slowly open to a blurred room. You are laying on your back in a state of confusion. As your vision begins to clear up, you begin to notice familiar objects. You check your pockets and all of your possessions are missing. You jump in a panicked state and lunge at the door in front of you. Unfortunately, the door seems to be locked. You are trapped in an office. What would you like to do? Just say look up, down, left, right, or forward to begin.
So, I'm wondering if it is just on this Windows show, because when I open it on my 10, I get a
oh,
different experience. So I'm going
okay.
to try to do this. Oh, hello. It didn't like that. Whatever I did. It didn't like me picking it up.
Yeah. So that's interesting that it would give you a different experience. I figured it would just been like an emulator type of thing, but oh,
Ziggy, open, escape the room.
Welcome back.
Oh my gosh.
Your saved state from the office was loaded. Where would you like to look?
So, uh,
I didn't get that. What would you like to do?
desk.
I didn't get that. That is not an option. Inspect an object, use an item on an object, or look in a different direction. What would
So
you like to do?
right here, it's actually
What would you
counting.
like to do? Say more time or
Yeah,
need more
On the
I
other
time.
see that.
one, you could not do that. It was on each a transition, it would update the time. But
Right.
so Web API, you can have a counter always up. Also, a great thing about Web API is you can have background music the whole time.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's say I have uh, a like in my fighting game, I could have a background music playing,
Yep.
um, and then you say a move, and then it says you missed or you hit or whatever,
Yeah.
while the background music is still playing, and just like this timer, it's still
Yep.
counting. So
So you're kind
that's
of layering your things.
yeah, it is
Yep.
a layer. It also like uh yeah, I would say layer would probably be the best way to put it is how a Ziggy quit. Um Ziggy, stop.
Are you sure you want to quit?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for playing.
Uh Even on that menu, it had a do you are you sure you want to quit? And it had a yes or no
Okay.
on the screen. So that skill was done really well with API, a web API.
Hmm.
And I'm sorry, it was really blurry. I wish my dang Fire TV stick would work, but it isn't. So it is what it is.
Yep.
But so
So it was a really good experience. I mean, from what we could see,
yeah.
it looked very clean. It looked very organized. You could almost tell it had a little bit of, I guess, I'm curious how it would look different screen sizes and things too, because it had like almost these columns of information down in the bottom corners, right?
Hmm.
So the smaller screen sizes, I'm sure it would just scale down.
Yeah,
I would
I'm
suppose
sure it's optimized or not optimized, but
like,
yes.
yeah,
Uh, I'm sure different screen sizes it would work just fine. And
cool.
also, they had a theme to it, and they stuck through the theme throughout the skill.
Mhm.
So um, that is one thing that a lot of people don't really think about when developing. Period. Um,
That's true.
and
True.
I mean, including myself, uh,
Same. Same.
like Powers Fighter, it was I had a theme, but it was really rough. So um, I'm kind of going everywhere, but just that um, that skill itself was really well done for Web
Mhm.
API. That's all I have to say.
Perfect. Perfect. Is there is there anything from that skill? Would you include maybe a countdown timer? Do you remember the old Mortal Kombats and everything? They had that countdown timer. You had like 80 seconds to whoop them,
Yeah,
and then you
I
had
might. I
to do
might.
it. That's kind
Yeah,
of the concept, but it's something that you have the capability to do with
yeah,
the web API, which
yeah,
is
exactly.
fantastic.
And I,
Yeah.
I was just thinking that the the background music I'm more excited about is the background music. So
Yeah, yeah.
it if I figure this out and if it seems like it's not too difficult to reproduce, maybe
Mhm.
I'll move a lot more of my games to it. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's not a headache and there's kind of a I don't wanna say low barrier to entry, that's not what I mean, but yeah, if it's not that bad to migrate, the potential's there, because it
Hmm.
seems like this is where they're gonna I guess, is this the future for it? Is this the future tech that we're gonna stick with that is gonna be more of a standard? Um, yes, no, maybe. Just because it
Uh,
has so much flexibility to it,
mhm.
you're able to incorporate those frameworks. I think there were 4 that were listed in the documentation.
And you
There
can
was
actually use any WebGL for the most part.
okay.
I was told you cannot use Unity, but I
Oh.
really don't know how to integrate this yet. So
Gotcha.
I'm saying that you can't use Unity. So but yeah, the one I'm using is meant for just 2D images, and that's what most of my games are. They're all
Uh-huh.
2D images. Um, so it works. It works
Right.
perfect for what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Do I think it's the future? Yes, I do for the most part.
Okay.
Um, but I don't think they're going to get rid of APL anytime soon
That's
because
good. That's good.
uh, of how simple it is to for new users to grasp
Right.
and to make a simple scene. Uh, it 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 it's easy. So, but I do think that this web API
I know, right.
is definitely many pluses to it, but I just don't think it's for everyone or every
Yeah.
skill.
That's true too. That's true too.
Um,
There's not
a
a
lot.
end all be all.
I know a lot of people really want web API for their skills, but my question is why? What do you want in a web API for your skill that you can't do in APL?
It's a good question.
I mean, if it's not a game, we're talking about not games.
Right.
So
Right.
I just cannot think of anything for like a learning skill. Even a learning skill can be a game, technically. So
You can gamify it. Yeah, absolutely.
um I don't know. What what is a
Right?
skill? I get okay, cooking skill. Cooking skill. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see, a cooking skill. What would they want from a cooking skill to be able to use this web API
The timer, a countdown timer, that could be
timer?
something. Um,
I know you
I
can
mean,
integrate a
animation, yeah,
timer essentially into a skill,
right.
but I don't know. I've never used the timer on APL.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I
That's a
can't
good
think of
question.
anything that it would make it that much better of an experience, you know,
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
user.
a significant yeah, I agree. But if anybody has any thoughts or comments and wants to let us know in Discord, by all
Yeah,
means, I
please
would
do.
be definitely up for having a conversation there. That would be interesting.
for
Huh.
sure. So
Got the wheels turning now.
yeah, um, we actually probably should progress to the next segment, so we don't go too long.
Sure.
And that we actually did our taste test. Uh, it was short, but it was kind of mingled in with our conversation as well.
Yeah, it
So,
was a good mix.
oh, I didn't share Escape the Room. No, I didn't. So here's Escape the Room. Give it a try. I really like it. It is fun. I didn't show you guys that much of it, but it is a fun game to play. So uh, we are now on Bean of the Week, and if you haven't seen this before, it's just we're us sharing something that made us happy or really enjoyed uh, this past week or past month or whatever, or a year or something like that, or
Yep.
something you just thought was cool. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We've
and
had
with
some past Yeah,
yeah,
we've had some past beans, like the humble bundles. We
yep,
bring those up every once in a while.
mm-hmm,
Just some some video game stuff or some of that pop culture tie-in that we do. Just
mm-hmm,
odds and ends. Just a
yep,
nice little way to wind down.
exactly. So mine with Christmas, it wasn't hard for me to get one. Uh, I built this Groot Lego. I don't know if you've seen this before, Kevin. Um,
I'm a big Lego guy as well, and I have. And some of the I'll let you go on it, and then I'll just say what I've seen.
okay. Well, this is a full like not baby Groot, but a little bit child Groot. Uh, and it's like this tall.
Hmm.
Uh, and oh, why am I saying it? It's right here.
Oh boy, you've got them. Nice, 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 nice.
Um, and, and he is very movable. All his hands and whatnot is very
Yep.
movable, and it's really easy to pose him. I had a picture of him standing on one foot like this,
Hmm.
and he stood still. Um,
That's awesome.
uh, what the coolest thing is, I think, uh, I mean, this is kind of neat. You have a little placard as well with it.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but this is what I think is the coolest.
Awesome mix
This is
volume.
Lego.
Right.
I mean, it
Oh, so
doesn't
you
look
built
like a
that part.
Lego.
No, it's
Uh,
very well done. Yeah.
and I thought that was super cool cassette. This is probably my favorite part of the Lego, even though Groot is so cool.
Right. I've
So
seen I've seen Groot on, Instagram and things, and people pose him with the Vespa, the Lego Vespa that they have out, or they'll have him just incorporated into other scenes. Like there was a Star Wars battle with Lego Star Wars, and he's just in there
nice.
wrecking AT-ATs or whatever. And yeah, people get really creative, but
Okay, I've
Groot
never
Groot
seen
is
that.
really yeah, Groot is really cool, and that's neat that you can pose that well because I have
Yeah,
a few of the mechs. If you've seen those, they're like the $10
same.
small box,
Yeah.
super quick build, and they sometimes have trouble standing a little
Mm,
bit. I have the Wolverine and the Black Panther
yeah.
and Iron Man, and they're a little flimsier, but it's nice to
Yep.
see that that one's such good quality and comes with the display plaque and that mixtape. That is pretty cool. I
Hmm.
didn't realize that it came with that. So
Hmm. Yeah.
nice, nice,
Super cool.
cool.
So I'll have to. I have a also a uh, Connects Lego Connects. Is that what it's called? They're
Technic?
Technics.
Technics. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Uh, I have a motorcycle. I'm blanking on
Okay.
what it is. I have a
Yeah.
motorcycle with that, so I'll have to like have him on top of the motorcycle.
That's awesome. Yeah. It looks like this kind of like the
Yes,
Technic.
yes, 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 yes.
The yeah. Yep.
So maybe we'll have Groot riding the motorcycle.
There you go. We'll throw up some pictures or something in Discord. That'll be
Uh-huh.
fantastic. Cool. Look forward to that then. Well, speaking of pictures, throwing pictures on, I've been on a photograph journey lately. It seems to be my new passion. Really got myself into landscape and woodland photography,
Yeah.
and I even created a YouTube channel, kind of messing around with it. You can find it by searching Kevin Evans Photography. I'm like the second one that shows up, but
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah. So it's pretty cool. Um, so I go out on these hikes and things, and I'm taking some
Hmm.
photos and whatever. And I just had the default camera bag that my camera came with, and I just needed something different because I had a backpack that I would
Hmm.
have, some change of clothes in case I got rained on. Uh, Granola bars, that's a thing. That's like a theme in my videos. But I needed something else. I just needed something better, and with all the holiday deals going on Amazon, I found a really nice day travel camera backpack. The
Yeah, that looks
top part of
cool.
it, it's very, very nice. I actually got it in the mail today, and I opened it up, and it's new, so it's real stiff yet. It needs broken in, but the top part actually is a roll top, so you can put things in the top and then just kind of fold it over itself and then clip it down. So it's a really
Oh,
nice
okay.
stash pack. Yeah, I've had another bag that's like that, and I loved it. It wasn't a camera bag, but there's a tripod strap, water bottle stuff, tons little pouches and pockets. And what I really like is that the inside of it is orange. So if you open it, you can see what's inside.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
not black where if you're looking for a cable, it's like a black cable inside of a black bag. I actually had a laptop bag. Do you remember when the side carry, like the sling ones,
Yep.
were super cool? Actually, it's right here.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, these were super cool, right? Walking
Oh,
around
those ones. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
a thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, now I'm like a '90s kid
Mm-hmm.
again,
Yep.
right? Well, this was actually orange inside,
Oh,
and I could
wow.
I could, you could see what you were getting
Uh-huh.
and whatever. And so when I saw that this bag was also orange, I clicked buy it now. One click buy, bam.
It's
But it is good quality. I'm impressed with it. I need to take it out, get it wet, get it going. But it comes with a rain cover and
yeah, I saw that it came with a
compartments,
green
and
cover.
it's pretty slick. I'm pretty happy with it. For uh, I'm looking at the listing now, and it said that it was $40. Now I see that it was 20 something. So Amazon
Oh, for
pricing,
me it says
whatever.
unavailable.
Oh, well then I got lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah. Huh. But
very
it's a
cool.
fantastic bag. I'm looking forward to get. Yeah, it does say currently unavailable. Oh my goodness, I did get lucky. So yeah, be sure to check out the those videos. You'll see that backpack floating around in them, I'm sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
But until next time, we'll be back next week. We'll have episode 2 of season 2. And like we said before, feel free to check out our Discord or the Discord. We're always up for a conversation there. And what's your social media presence like these days, Will? You got anything
Um,
special you've been trying out? You're jogging
so
around on?
I did start a Mastodon account.
Okay.
I got one follower.
Nice.
Pretty excited.
Yep.
um,
Not me. Not me.
no, it's
I
not.
need to get on that.
So I haven't been. I'll probably start promoting my Mastodon account
Okay. Sounds
whenever
like a
I
plan.
get a hold of it. But you can also find the Tales of Old on Instagram. Yeah, the Tales of Old
Uh-huh.
on Instagram, and I think it's W Giorgio on TikTok, or is it Tales of Old? I can't remember what my TikTok is.
It
Um,
might be Tales of Old.
okay,
I think so. I remember seeing the logo. That's why I'm thinking it was.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like
Yeah.
I think it's Tales of Old. So I tried to brand all my stuff Tales of Old, but you never know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, how about you?
So I'm currently rebranding myself actually as well. So because of the photography thing, I got into Instagram late with it, of course, but all the good names are taken. So I'm kind of figuring all that social stuff out. The best way to reach out right now for me would be Discord
Okay,
until I get things set up. So
sounds good.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
please join us. I did share the link in Discord. You can join anytime. It never expires. So
yeah,
you can pop in, say hi, you can just say hi in general, or want to talk in any of the other channels. You can. There's also if you really want to uh, um, like have a conversation with someone. I do have the general open, so anyone can use the general voice chat. So that's open. So
perfect,
it's there.
perfect. Yep, and free. It's not
Yes.
like you pay anything to join us. Yeah, it's
Yep.
completely free.
Yep.
Well, cool.
Exactly. All right. Well, yeah. See you next week. Not sure what we'll do, but we'll do something fun.
Yep,
And see you next week. Oh, stay safe and bye, everyone.
yep. Take care, everybody.